Hi everyone, this is Ishika Bhattacharjee, and today we are going to discuss the types of AI. So basically, AI is divided into two types based on capabilities and based on functionalities. So based on capabilities, we have three types of AI, that is narrow AI, general AI, and super AI. And based on functionalities, we have four types. Now, as the name suggests, we can conclude that these AIs, the narrow, general, and super, are based on their capabilities, that how capable they are of doing any task. Now, first we are considering narrow AI. So this AI is designed to perform a single specific task. So we can't expect it to do more than a task that it is trained on. It have a limited set of tasks. So it performs its designated functions efficiently, but lacks understanding or awareness. Simple examples are voice assistants like Siri or Alexa. These AIs can't cook food for you or can't do any other tasks other than voice assisting you. Now, the next would be facial recognition in security systems. These AIs can only recognize facial expressions or faces. If I put a handwritten note in the security system, it can't recognize or perform any task on that. Now we come on the general AI. This AI can think, learn, and perform any intellectual task that a human can. So it requires consciousness, self awareness, and independent decision making. But yet we are not covered it. So it remains theoretical. So general AI is in theories, but in the later on years, it might be realistic also. Like robots that can adapt to new skills and challenges in real time. Like one robot is very good at playing basketball and you are playing basketball with it. But you shift your mood and now you want to play some volleyball. So that general AI, that robot can learn from you in that real time, and then it can play efficiently volleyball with you and maybe it can win that game also. So these kind of AI autonomously diagnoses and solves the problems. And also, some complex medical issues can also be solved with this AI. Now comes the super AI. Now, this AI surpasses human intelligence in all aspects like creativity, problem solving, decision making, and emotions. So, it can understand emotions and act independently. It does not need your any guidance or any human's interactions. It can just work on its own like a human. So that's a little scary, but very fun to notice that maybe in some time, in some 1,000 years, we can develop it, or maybe some 100 years also, we don't know. So it's also hypothetical because no AI have surpassed human intelligence yet, and it might take a long time. Now, here are some questions that you can do yourself just to have the understanding in a better way, that Siri and Alexa are examples of which type of AI. We have just decided that these AIs are narrow AI as they can perform just voice assistance. No other task can be performed by them. So you can work on these questions and understand it better. Now moving to the functional type of AIs. Now, as the name suggests, these types are divided on the basis of their functionalities. The first one is reactive machines. As the name suggests, they react instantly. So, most of the basic AI models are reactive machines. They react to inputs with pre programmed responses. We ask it something and it will give me a response that is already programmed in it. So it does not have any memory. So if you ask it that thing again, it will tell you again the same response or the other response, but it does not remember that it have given you the same response before. And it just responds to the present input. Like one example is IBM's Deep Blue AI, that is a chess computer that plays exceptionally well in chess and beat Gary Kasparov, one of the best chess champions of the world. So the limitations of reactive machines is that it can't improve itself. It have no understanding. It just reacts to inputs. Now we have second type of functionality AI, that is limited memory. As the name suggests, this AI contains some memory, but it's limited. It can just remember the recent memories or the recent data that you have provided it, and it then work on that data. Now, most of the AIs fall into this category today's, and it can use past experiences. So, if you have discussed anything with this AI, like you have discussed a recipe with some particular spices in it, and after some time you ask it for another recipe, then it might give you include those spices which you like for your personalized food habits. So it can remember some things, the recent things. It have limited memory, but it also cannot remember everything you have told it or you have mentioned. Like the self-driving cars, they learn from the past driving data. They also learn from the cars moving ahead of it, so that it stores memory and remembers that, okay, if the car have changed lane to the left, I should also change lane to the left. It learned it from that. So these kind of AI have limited memory and works well. Now comes theory of mind. This AI can understand human emotions, beliefs, and intentions. So obviously it is theoretical, and then it would be able to interact with the human socially. We can have conversations, we can have debates with these AIs, because it would have its own opinions and it can think by itself. So it's still a concept, but advanced robots with emotion recognition are moving in this direction. Now, a huge research is going on in theory of mind so that we can get AIs that can think like us. Now, simply we can say that it's like building an AI that can put itself in your shoes and think like you. And the last one is self-aware AI. So it is the most advanced type. Now, this AI will become conscious and aware of its own existence. It knows that it have its own existence, and it will have its own emotions, its own opinions, and maybe surpass human intelligence. That's again scary, but it's still theoretical. Now, just imagine a AI that can think on its own, and you just had a argument with it, and it just flipped out, and it did something that it can do because it have every power of technologies. So it's a little bit scary, but also fun. So it's not real yet, but this is what the science fiction movies often shows, like the movies in Her. So there is risk, but this is very mesmerizing. Now, let me explain these with just a story kind of thing. That imagine you are in a AI city. Let's name the city as Tomorrowland, and you are just visiting there, moving around, seeing everything is maintained by AI. Roads are clean, everything is very alive, and the robots are everywhere. They are doing their things. Now there are three towers: narrow AI tower, general AI tower, and super AI tower. You went to the narrow AI tower and saw robots doing the specific tasks very perfectly. Like one robot is playing chess, one robot is recommending movies to some people, and maybe one robot is cooking food. So you went to the chess playing robot and asked it to cook breakfast for you. The robot cannot do that because it is specifically designed to play chess. That's narrow AI. It only does a specific task that it is trained on. Now, the narrow AI is very brilliant, but can do one task and limited in scope. Now, now you went to the general AI tower. So you went there and you saw some AI robots are solving math problems. Some robots are writing poetry, and some are driving car just using the same AI brain they have. So one robot can act like humans, do more than one specific thing, and they are just enjoying yourself. So this kind of AI is still exists in dreams, but research is going on. Now you went to the super AI tower. You see there that there are machines solving world hunger. They are solving wars, or they are predicting natural disasters, or even writing novels better than humans. Now you might have some little fear, but you are very amazed that this is super AI. This is beyond human intelligence, but it's still in science fiction. So now, after that, you went to the functional AI street. There are all the functional AIs. Now you are walking down the street and you just went past a robot dog and stepped on its tails. It would clearly react, but it won't remember that you have stepped on his tail. And later on, when you ask it to fetch a stick, it will go and fetch it for you. So it's kind of, it have no memory, but it reacts, it gives response instantly on a input situation. Now it's like a reflex action, like you touch a hot pan and you will pull your hand back instantly, but you don't remember past experience to anticipate the heat. So then again, you are seeing that there are self-driving cars glide along the street. Now they remember recent vehicles, predicting their behavior to avoid accidents. So these are the limited memory AIs. Now they have a limited memory and they can work on the basis of those past experience, but they are just the recent memories they have. Like a delivery drone is navigating complex paths, or it is adjusting routes based on the last few minutes of weather changes and traffic updates. So these are limited memory AIs. Now you see that a student is remembering last week's lesson to solve today's homework, but forgetting it after exams. This is the real life analogy. You can take it. Now you're seeing that there are robots trying to understand human emotions. Maybe a hospital assistant AI observe patients' facial expression, voice tone, and body language to detect stress or discomfort. Now, what happened is that these AI are working like humans, like a psychologist, a counselor AI that can interact with teenagers, give parenting advice, and understand your moods and whatever happens with a human brain. It can just work fine with it. So, theory of mind AI is this: they can understand feelings, beliefs, and intentions, allowing them to predict human intelligence, predict human behavior. Now, finally, you are seeing a humanoid AI greets you. Like, I know I exist, I understand I am AI. And that would be very mesmerizing. Like, wow, it knows that it exists. Right now, these AIs are in dreams, but maybe it can happen. So these AI reflect on themselves. They can make independent decisions. They can have their own opinions. These AIs are they are expressing their feelings. They are curious about the world. They want to know things, and of course, these are AIs, so they would be learning things faster than humans now. Now, this is a theoretical concept. So it is an ultimate dream. Self-aware AI is an ultimate dream of us, so that we can see that AI that we have managed to create surpassed us. Now, this is the whole types of AI that I wanted to discuss. That's it. Thank you so much.